did you approach Jackson's abandonment issues? What was going through your head when Eric Roberts said, "Not one day has passed that I haven't regretted leaving you. It haunts me in my sleep when I wake in the morning, and I'm truly, truly sorry"?
Well, thank you. It is actually, even revisiting it, even thinking about it, even hearing you talk about it, watching it is actually quite emotional and difficult. Mm-hmm. It's I think that one thing that folks might not appreciate, or not understand, not appreciate, but that this shit is hard, and it's really emotionally taxing. When my character is feeling pain, I'm feeling pain. Mm-hmm. Like the body can't always tell the difference. Even I had to do ADR, which is when you go into the booth and have to verbally just redo a scene, redo a moment, redo a word because it was unclear. I'm also a mumbly speaker, so sometimes you have to come in and watch the scene and say, triumph again. You got to say the word again because it wasn't clear. And having to do that for a part of that scene, it's fairly devastating. Like it really was. You become, I am the character, and it hurts, and it's a lot of deep pain and abandonment and confusion and uncertainty and just raging insecurity. That is not a pleasant feeling, and you metabolize that. It's in your body. So, what you saw was real, because I was experiencing it. And what I found interesting in seeing it on screen was that it wasn't even that quote that person asked about. I feel like, if I remember correctly, it wasn't even the obvious line of hurt where the dad says, whatever he said, "I miss you. I think about you every day." I don't think it was even that made Jackson explode into not being able to stifle these feelings and desperately trying to shove them back in. It was something like him saying, for the one time, the right thing, which was like, I didn't send the presents because I didn't have the right to, because I haven't earned that, and something that was actually kind of appropriate for the moment.
Yeah.
For the first time ever in my whole life, like. It hurts more that so you can think, so you're
capable. You're not totally incapable, but you chose not to actually act on
it doesn't it's, you don't realize how much you're shoving it down and keeping the dam is holding it back until it just breaks, and when it's breaking and grab it and try to put it back in the box, and it was pretty brutal, and you feel safe working with. He's just an incredible actor and an incredibly sweet person, Eric Roberts. So it was it was really difficult. I don't remember what the question was, but that was
I don't know, but you said good stuff. I mean, I echo, not about this, obviously not the scene, but what you said about things living in your body doesn't know the difference. I mean, I know I've told this story a bunch, but when we played that scene where I had to give birth to Samuel and he died in my arms, I went into premature labor literally the next morning, and my daughter was born a month early, and she was in the NICU for 2 weeks.
Just to be clear, I don't know if people are really appreciating that. Sarah was literally pregnant, very pregnant, third term pregnant, while shooting our birth trauma scenes where her character is going to give birth to a child who's in terrible danger and damage and not going to live very long at all and be in pain and discomfort, and we're going to have to meet and leave in almost the same moment. And she had experienced that while actually pregnant, and it ostensibly induced a premature labor for her because her body couldn't tell the goddamn difference from that incredible stress and strain. By the way, something that it just a new level of, certainly something as a man I can't understand, or something that I feel like a few of our actresses have had to experience around maternal, around mothering and being pregnant and juggling things when your body affects something else. There's another living being that is directly impacted by your blood pressure, by your spirit. That's a hell of a gift you've given to the audience for the sake of storytelling, and we see that it's transformative for people.
Yeah. Thank you, but yeah, that was intense. It was intense. So and that the like sorrow. I remember when our characters were going through a divorce, and I'd come home and I'd be like really sad after a like particularly sad scene, and Peter would have to look at me and be like, "We're still married.
Yeah.
Everything's okay. Your children are both alive.
Yeah.
I am here.
Oh my God.
Can you please put April away?"
Yeah.
She's
Which is
so
hard
sad
to
right
do.
now.
Just really hard to do.
Yeah.
It's like you need, somehow, another level, people sometimes you need therapy of some kind to like compartmentalize it or just process it out.
You gotta like take that drive home and undo it, put on some music, like take those deep breaths before you step back into your real life, because you have like residual stuff in your body. It's just by the way, someone just wrote, does anyone else with OCD really annoyed by Jesse's broken hat strap?
Is it broken or is it just it's broken. Wait, it's broken.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Now I'm definitely gonna keep it. Screw you guys. Hold on a second. Look at this.
Ask that question, but thank you.
Oh, wow.
It made me really happy.
Hold on. My broken hat strap. Buy me a new one. Damn. Okay. See, the stress of playing this goddamn character. My forehead veins are bursting and it's breaking my hat.
That's it. It's your forehead
that's
veins.
What it
There's
is.
strong veins right there. All right. Let's see.
What else? We got a few more minutes here, guys. What else do you want to know? What do you want to know?
What do you want to know?
Sarah is beautiful. How was the bus episode? Somebody said. Well, you acted your ass off when my hero in the fire.
Yes.
Moment.
Do you know, I saw somebody on Twitter put me going like Jackson and like putting my hands to my head, and then put it next to you when I'm getting my stomach cut open. Talk about, remember when Harriet was born?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a moment where you're like, when you're on the phone, you're like, save her.
Oh shit! Yes.
And you do the same thing, and they
put no way
both of them together. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Oh, I want to see that. I remember that. Oh my God.
That was crazy. I had panic attacks after that. I blacked out like 3 times, slightly, but during that cutting open and
on the table, with Ben.
That was nuts. Okay. Sarah, what were the easiest and most challenging parts of saying hello to April again? And Jesse, in what ways has Jackson grown throughout the years to lead him to this decision to leave Seattle? And to what extent were you involved in developing the story?
You go first.
Easiest and most challenging parts of saying, well, the easiest was knowing that I was coming back to primarily just do an episode with Jesse. I knew that I wanted to do that. I always wanted them to have more closure and some sort of, I wanted to be there for him in his last episode. Like, that just made sense to me in every way. So it would have been very hard for me to say no to that. And challenging. It's challenging just to step back into it after 3 years of really kind of moving beyond and moving past and going on to other things. After having, it was hard for me to say goodbye to her 3 years ago. It was emotional and challenging for sure. So to kind of open myself up to feeling all those things again, it was definitely that part of it was challenging, but then it was immediately easy because I got to work with this Joker.
What was my question?
In what ways has Jackson grown throughout the years to lead him to this decision to leave Seattle? And to what extent were you involved in developing the story?
Well, he's grown in that he's, it's one thing to, you got to know something exists before you can acknowledge it. So him kind of acknowledging that he is damaged, as he said, his relationships have been impacted. He has been negatively impacted by this gaping wound around abandonment. and how do you process that? And then what is the source of that? Do I have the temerity to face it, or go drive and go address it, or go to mom and go ask her and demand a response? All those things are really big steps. We've all had, conversations in our head with confrontational conversations with our head with people that affect our lives that we've never quite,
yes.
You never quite got it out there. Or you never, or you still haven't, but you should and you will.
Or you won't because you're too afraid to.
Or you won't. Absolutely. Yeah. The amount of God, come on. So that's really relatable. And yeah, I definitely had influence. We collaborated big time. By the way, shout out to the writers of the episode, Felicia Pride and Elizabeth Finch, known to us as Finchy. And of course, Krista Vernoff, our showrunner, who, touches affects everything the light touches, in a beautiful way. And so this was a lot. This was a very emotional process, a bittersweet process, right? There's satisfaction in it. There's terrible fear in it. There's anxiety in it, all those things. So it's really hard you're excited, but you're devastated. You're sad, but you're really happy. You're really pleased to be able to articulate something new that a lot of people can relate to and just can't find the words for. But it, like I said, it really was painful. This was a really emotionally painful experience for me. It was not emotionally fun or happy. Intellectually, I was overjoyed to be able to work with you and be able to be there. We were happy about that, but it takes a toll. So it was all those things. And luckily, we work in a place where the people, all of this stuff starts. We don't have a show without the writers. We don't have anything without an idea on the page and somebody who knows how to communicate that. And luckily, they're so generous, and we're able to really collaborate and build together and disagree and enlighten each other. And I hadn't thought about it that way. Oh, that's true. I was, maybe that was from ego, that I was actually thinking I should do it this way. But the truth of it could be this. And so being able to really be patient with each other and learn, it's pretty awesome. And one of the many things I will forever cherish about the process. And being responsive to the truth of that, like, the only person that really knows that he can talk to is needs to return, that we've seen on camera. Like we can I think off camera, Jackson has a real understanding with Meredith as well, but we've seen us really live it out. So let's go back to the source to really get the truth from both of them and some closure. And look, it worked. It's working. People feel seen and heard and validated, and like they can understand. It's a pretty big deal for a lot.
Can't hear you. Oh, now I can hear you.
It's because I got a call. I'm very popular. I get a lot of phone calls. And
I haven't gotten a single call during this.
These, the fans that we're all talking to right now, y'all are from, 240 different territories around the world, hundreds of different countries. You all have different cultural nuances and habits, and somehow what we're creating touches you all in a certain way. So that's something that we should be. I am proud of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am too. I actually texted Krista last night just to say that I'm so pleased. Y'all, I called Jesse actually last night after watching it, bawling. Just so proud to have been a part of this, so proud to be your friend, to see all of the beautiful things that you have brought into this role, and to get to walk out with you on your exit. It was so sweet. So I texted Kristen. I was just like, I'm so glad I said yes. Thank you so much for bringing me back. This was so special. So
yeah. Well, I will also say, just as we come to a close on this, that it feels like the end of an era, end of things, but we also have it's hard to process it all right now. Yes. I admit that I don't have all complete thoughts and understanding, because it's all just happening in real time. I think that in a week or whatever, when we have the Jackson farewell episode, which I think I anticipate will still be very tied to this relationship, maybe I'll come back on and share some more farewell thoughts and have a little a moment to pull out, and zoom out, I should say, and get a sense of time and space and how I feel. So it's not. My point is that we'll talk again. We'll talk again soon and keep processing this stuff together. And on behalf of both of us, and we'll say this in other forms and fashions also, but to y'all as fans, we this doesn't happen without you. It just simply doesn't happen without you. You guys are directly involved in the magic that has been created and is created, is being created. So we think of you, we consider you, we love and respect and are so grateful for you. There is, it's not us and then the fans. Like, y'all are part of the sauce the whole time. And your passion makes a really big difference. So we love that.
We love you guys. All right, my friends.
Until next time.
Until next time.
We did good.
Yes.
All right. Bye.